This is Bottled Up with Daniel Posner, owner of Grapes the Wine Company, a fine wine retailer in White Plains, New York. The Wall Street Journal called me one of the most influential wine retailers in America. Here to remind you that wine does not have to be complicated, and it definitely doesn't have to be snobby. Bottled Up gives you a fresh idea on what to drink, insight into the new trends, and a real look inside the wine industry. It's not about tannins or tasty notes you can't pronounce. It's about enjoying wine with a fresh spin. We're launching a new segment here on Bottled Up. We want to hear directly from you, our millions of followers on Bottled Up podcasts. We love hearing what you're curious about. So let's get into it, Jermaine. What do we got in the question book?
All right. This one is from Kim from Brooklyn again.
Kim from Brooklyn, thank you.
Our most loyal fan. Shout to you, Kim. So Kim wants to know, how do you navigate a wine list? If you do not want a full bottle of wine, you just want to purchase by the glass, where do you go? What do you do?
Great question. Thank you, Kim from Brooklyn, for that. Wine by the glass is an essential part of the wine world. It's a gateway drug, those of us in the industry, to get you, the consumer, into wine. So my advice when you're looking at wines by the glass, if you have some level of experience, navigate towards something that's recognizable to you, but not necessarily the producer. It could be the grape, or vice versa. It could be the grape and not the producer, or the producer and not the grape. Something to that effect. So if you know a good producer in Burgundy, which would never really happen in the United States, we don't really pour Burgundy by the glass, unfortunately. But if you're like, oh, I recognize Louis Jadot, and they're pouring not their Puy Fusé that's really well known, but they're pouring some red Marsanne by the glass. That would be an interesting way to go if you're trusting the producer. And likewise, if you enjoy Napa Valley Cabernet and you see one by the glass that looks reasonably priced, maybe you're like, oh, I don't know that Napa Cab, but I like Napa Cab. It's fitting with what I'm ordering food-wise, which is always important, and try to pair with your food. And certainly consult your server. If there's a som on the floor, consult them. Ask for advice. The real true benefit of wine by the glass is they're going to pour you usually a little bit to taste, and they're going to let you decide if you like it. Yeah, there's no one's a bigger freeloader than Jermaine Hot Honey Stone over here. Take advantage of that freebie, and they're just going to pour you a little bit, and then you say, that's not for me. Let's get something else. If you're starting off with white wines as you're heading into spring and it's warm outside and you love Sauvignon Blanc, but you love Sancerre, but they pour you a New Zealand one from Marlborough, you're like, I don't really like the grass. It's like, one, it's a helpful from a knowledge standpoint for yourself. I will say, by and large, I'd avoid Pinot Grigio. Pinot Grigio by the glass is probably the worst value for wine ever. They're usually... What'd you call it?
A little watery.
I mean, like if it's like $6 a glass and you just want an inexpensive one, but good luck finding that. But if you're seeing Pinot Grigio for $12 and up, and especially in New York, just stay away. That thing's coming out of a Magnum that costs them $5. So there's certain things to avoid, and Pinot Grigio would be a big one. If you're a Josh Cabernet fan, and that's your business, I'll hold it against you, but I won't hold it against you. But if you're buying, I don't know what Josh sells for, $11, $12 a bottle, and you see it at a restaurant for $10 a glass, why would you order that? Again, go different. Go in a different direction. Take advantage of the fact that, one, they're going to give you the Jermaine freebie pour, right? And try something new. Yeah. You might find something else you like. Comfort zone wines, comfort brands. That's for often when you go into a store. If you're in a restaurant, advance your wine knowledge by tasting
100%
new items.
I also think, especially with that, I want y'all to start thinking about where what you're drinking is from. Not all Pinot Noir is the same. Often with these wine lists, it'll list where it's from. You know, okay, I like Pinot Noir from Sonoma Coast usually. Okay, this one's from Sonoma Coast. It might taste similar. It's going to be grown in the same place. Terroir is the same. All the growing conditions are the same. Give it a roll on the dice. You know, where it's from will help you to move along and can help you gauge a bit of your decision from time to time.
Good answer. Good answer. So with that, Jermaine, bite, sip, taste, new segment. What's your most recent, memorable bite, sip, taste? And if you tell me a glass of Pinot Grigio, we're done.
All right, so I'm going to have to change my bite, sip, taste. Interestingly, it's funny you say that, not Pinot Grigio, but something that has some similarities, some light, fresh.
We're going to the sip first, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Going to the sip.
This is sip. Bite, taste now.
Man.
Falanghina.
I love Falanghina. Like, number one, Full disclosure, I started drinking Falanghina because I thought that the name was really dope. I'm like, okay, it's a cool ass name. But no, Falanghina with sushi, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Falanghina is a grape, for those that don't know, indigenous to Italy.
Correct.
It only grows in certain areas. It's a very unique grape. Italian white varietals are not that well known in general. Obviously, Pinot Grigio being the predominant. Then you get into Verdicchio and Vermentino, and mostly in Tuscany and the Marche. And then you've got Arnace or whatever. And there is a lot of Chardonnay grown in Italy in certain areas. Actually, it's pretty good. But Falanghina is a unique one that's grown in Campania.
Yep.
Right. And I believe, and there's some very good producers of Falanghina.
Yes. It's like a more elegant Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
That's the vibes that I get from that. But, that acidity with the fattiness of some sushi.
Yeah. So Falanghina is your latest sip.
Yeah, 100%.
How about a bite? Your most memorable recent bite?
Well, the place wasn't like anything particularly sexy. It was a place, Sakura 6, not too far from where I live.
In Brooklyn, we're talking. Sakura 6.
Ordered some sushi, had some Falanghina in the crib.
All right.
And that was the vibe, man. Like for me, on the weekends that I don't have my daughter, I like to go into full chill mode. Saturdays, it's a rare occasion for me to be in town or not have a ton to do. Last Saturday, I had some time and I had a vibe.
Okay.
Falanghina and sushi, y'all. Do it. It's good.
All right. Sounds delicious. Sakura 6?
Sakura 6.
BYO friendly then?
No, so this was at home. I ordered it in.
Oh, you ordered it in.
Yeah.
Oh, so it was BYO to you.
Exactly.
Okay, all right.
Exactly.
So you ordered it in and you popped a little Falanghina.
Yeah, man. Like
He popped a little Falanghina. That's enough about tasting and pairing. Let's set off some steam.
Dan, what has you bottled up this week, man?
Well, after those moments there, I got a lot bottled up. But tying into Kim from Brooklyn's question of wines by the glass, I'm bottled up about wine by the glass programs all over in the United States. You go in New York and you go to name most restaurants. We're not talking the real boutique-y that are into really cool shit when it comes to wine by the glass. Most restaurants just pour crappy by the glass. They rely on their wholesale partners, their suppliers, their importers, distributors often, and they just say, create the program for me. They don't even taste what they're pouring. They're like, all right, yeah, I need a Cabernet Sauvignon. I need a Pinot Noir. I need a Chardonnay. I need a Sauvignon Blanc, whatever. And we'll start with those 4, and then we'll branch out. Back in the day, of course, maybe there was Merlot and Pinot Grigio, whatever. And they're generally pouring crap. And what hurts the industry, what really hurts is, what happens is you go out and you want something to drink and you order that Pinot Grigio I mentioned by the glass, which is basically like glorified water. If you saw how it was produced, it would be painful. But you taste that and you're like, this is bad. I don't like it. Texturally, it's bad. Aromatics are bad. Flavors are bad. And you're like, you know what? Why don't you just give me something in a can that's already made? Why don't you just make me a cocktail or something like that? Let's move on from wine. And unfortunately, what's happening now, once those folks move on from wine, it's hard to get them back.
Yeah.
Wine by the glass has to be treated like that gateway drug. You're just a profit center. Right. And it's okay to make money off wines by the glass. But it's not okay to pay $6 for a Magnum of Pinot Grigio and charge $14 for a glass of it. That's not okay.
It's tough.
Get a better Pinot Grigio. Get a better Chardonnay. They're out there. The wines are out there to be poured by the glass. Do a little innovative thinking. Use your partners, your wholesale partners, your suppliers, your vendors in a fashion that works for you. Don't be sucked in by we'll give you a free menu effort or anything else on the side or whatever goes on in our industry. Mm-hmm. Take advantage of the fact that, especially in New York, that there's a plethora of great wine to pour by the glass, and we just don't see it enough. Yeah. We just don't see it.
Gotta do the work.
And I'm not talking about the Michelin one-star restaurant that's pouring great $40 wine by the glass. That's not the audience we're trying to capture here. We're trying to capture the 25-year-old
going to Sakura 6.
And wants just, and in that case, maybe it's sake or something, or a Riesling. I've gone to so many seafood restaurants, and I look at the red wines they're pouring by the glass. It's like, none of those work. with any of that food. I go to sushi restaurants and you're like, what Riesling are you pouring by the? Oh, we don't have a Riesling, but we have this crappy oaky California Chardonnay to pair with. And you're like,
exactly.
no,
You're
like,
not thinking about
you're not thinking, you don't care enough about it, but you got to care. You got to sit there, taste your own food that, by the way, you're putting a lot of time and effort, hopefully, into that part of it, and elevate the by the glass game. Because Kim from Brooklyn, who maybe doesn't want to slug back a whole bottle, although she probably should. But if she doesn't, she just wants a couple glasses.
Yeah.
Like, make it memorable for her. Make it memorable for us. Let's come back and be like, wow, I just had this great wine in a restaurant. Back in the day for me as a retailer, there used to be people come in the store and be like, I had this great wine by the glass around the corner. Can you get it for me? That never happens. No one ever comes in and says, I just had this wine at such and such. They're pouring it by the glass. Can you get it? That never happens. And you can go to places, right? You go to Spain, you go to Italy, you go to France, you go to Burgundy, right? And they're pouring tremendous wines by the glass.
It's right there for them.
But it's right here for them too.
Yeah.
It's just the knowledge
The options are there. That's the thing. I think to your point, you're 100% correct. People that are buying don't necessarily want to do the work, and it ends up coming down to the salespeople that are coming in, and don't even get me started on that.
It's never quality. It's never quality first. And it should be, because it's your livelihood, it's your business, and you will actually make more friends and make more money that way.
You know what? And to your point, and I think this is even cocktails too, like just a drink has gotten very expensive in restaurants. You're seeing shit $22, $24.
Well, but wine is $18.
Like
it's too much.
It's a lot.
It's too much. There's good value. Find the value.
It's
Why
tough.
is a cocktail $22?
Like the squeeze, the amount of restaurants that are going out of business, the fact that alcohol is always the main profit center of restaurants, it becomes very easy for that to just be a cash grab.
They're preying off the ignorant, and they're using the food as an excuse, perhaps, but they're playing off of the fact that no one's going to know how much that costs. But guess what? Everything's transparent now. Maybe raise your food prices. Maybe. I hate to say it. When I used to say, I'll never order a steak in a steakhouse. It's too expensive for me. I can make it at home for less. That gap has been bridged.
Yeah.
You know, if you go get a great steak from a great butcher versus going to a great steakhouse in New York City, you're still going to pay less, but it's kind of marginal. Yeah. Maybe we just need to up that up and cut down on the wine. I don't have the answer. I'm not in the restaurant business. I don't want to be in the restaurant business. But people do complain about food costs, but come with a different way. And if you're going to keep those high prices, elevate the quality.
Make it damn good.
Make it damn good. And just find better wine. And by the way, the better wine could be the same cost too. Just don't make it crappy. Help a brother out. Like, us retailers, we need help.
Yeah.
Right? We're bad at what we do as retailers. We're worse than restaurant people. We don't know how to sell anything.
You don't get to pour them a little freebie taste.
Yeah. There's no Jermaine freebie coming out at Grapes the Wine Company. But at our store, we do have a great curated selection, but most stores don't. So unfortunately, we're even lazier.
Let me ask you a question. Do you partner at all with any restaurants, any local restaurants that have similar selections to you where...
We've engaged those conversations. It's a struggle.
Really?
Because by and large, to your point, they don't care enough. They just want to do what they're going to do that's going to maximize their profits, and they're going to go on their happy way.
Right.
And that's unfortunate because we are in a position, particularly stores like ours, we have great power, great influence, and we can help you navigate. I've had many a friend in the wine business open restaurants, even the beach club I used to belong to. I used to say, let me just do the wines by the glass and help you out. They don't want the help. They don't want the help. They think they're doing fine on their own. And of course, for their own pockets, they probably are doing fine on their own. But they're just not helping the industry as a whole. They're not helping consumers as a whole.
I feel like there should be a bit more of a referral program back and forth.
That would be great. But you also have to remember, who's dominating the landscape of restaurants and their wine list. A couple wholesalers that need to key on a few brands, right? Yeah. So those big brands dominate, and they come in with pockets. And so restaurants have to make that decision, but there's just a happy medium there.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's certain wines that should just never be poured by the glass. These standard brands that you can put on the bottle list and you'll sell, don't pour them by the glass. Like, it's not necessary. Those people are already drinking that at home. That's my biggest takeaway. If it's so quote unquote generic and you're a restaurant owner, you're a wine director or a manager or something, if that wine is too well known, hard pass by the glass. Like, come up with
something fun.
Right.
Like, look at
and do a comparison, by the way. Even then, if you want to pour that wine, do the other one. And then when you're giving out the Jermaine freebie, pour them both and be like, look, they're both $8. They're both $12. They're both $16, whatever. Which one do you prefer? because the client is going to migrate to the one they know. Like, I know that wine, pour me that by the glass. Oh, okay. We're happy to pour you that, but why don't you try this one first and see if you prefer it? And that's going to help advance the industry a lot better because we're kind of stuck. And wines by the glass really needs to be a larger focus of this industry and how to improve it. Smaller wholesalers, smaller importers need to come up with an emphasis on that and get in the door of, I don't mean the Michelin one-star restaurants. Right. I'm talking about the popular, localized restaurants. Be like, look, we care about Blue Hill at Stone Barns, and we care about Wolfgang's, and we care about whatever, but we also care about you. We care about this restaurant. It's meaningful. You're popular. You seat 40. You're turning twice. You're getting 80 people in the door at night. Let's get a good glass pour.
Yeah,
and an Italian restaurant sees, let's get a good Chianti in there. Let's get a good. You can even pour Barolo by the glass these days with the way price points are. You can get a Brunello, perhaps. It might be a little elevated price, but you can get great Tuscan wine, great Piedmontese wine, great Sicilian wine at these Italian. Like, just do better at it. Yeah. Try a little bit harder. And even if it's not you with the knowledge, go to your vendors and say, let's do better. I want to elevate this because it's meaningful. And we'd all benefit. Restaurants would benefit, wine merchants, but consumers would drink better.
Absolutely. I feel like a lot of times wine buyers in places can be a bit presumptuous about their people. Instead of putting new things in front of them, it's, oh, my people don't drink that. My people don't drink that. I agree with you. Try some stuff. I really think, all you GMs out there, all the buyers, do the work. Yeah. Do the work. Just taste a bunch of stuff. Try to be interesting. Give an intentional wine list. Down the line, there will be a wine bar open by your boy. I ain't going to tell you which one, but it's specifically because of the opportunity in by the glass.
It's there.
It's totally there. It's totally there. So y'all have some fun with that.
All right.
I co-sign that rant. I do.
Yeah, he co-signs that rant.
So sometimes I try to balance it a little bit. This one, I'm 10 toes down.
10 out of 12. Rant over this episode.
Listen, I hope they come back.
I hope so too.
Hopefully y'all are all right with us expressing ourselves. I want to hear from y'all too.
Questions, comments.
Hit us up. What's your Instagram?
Grapes Wine Co.
Okay. At Real Wolf of Wine. Hit us up. Give us some feedback. What are you bottled up about?
And if Jermaine's pissing you off, I want to know.
Yeah,
all
exactly.
Right. Thanks for hanging out with us on this episode of Bottled Up. If this episode gave you a new bottle to try or a new way to think about wine, share it with someone you'd open a bottle with. Subscribe so you don't miss what's next. And as always, drink what you love. I'm Daniel Posner, and we'll see you next time.